want to tell you about the night I lit a candle that changed the entire trajectory of my life. Not because of magic, because of intention. And I want to show you how your home can do the same thing for you. There's a profound difference between a house or a home and a sanctuary. Most people design for aesthetics, but high performers, they design for alignment. Last week, we talked about what you intentionally choose next. And today, we're talking about designing your home to be a ritual space that intentionally moves you forward. It's New York City in Tribeca. I'm in my loft, and I suddenly realized I have this beautiful Kuan Yin statue and this giant Buddha head candle, and it occurs to me to set them on the top of my dresser like an altar. Every night, I light a candle between them. I wasn't desperate, I wasn't anxious, but I did feel ready to call in love. That readiness, that's what intentional design creates. An inner state of openness, supported by your outer world. One night, I'm going to a party in Brooklyn. I'm not looking for anyone because there is a calm within me. I know he's going to arrive in just the right time. Then he walked in. I could feel this energy kind of pulling me, but I was too shy to look over. That night, we spent most of the evening standing outside, talking our heads off. When I left that party, I couldn't find him, so I took a taxi back to Manhattan. I felt content. I didn't feel like he was the one. I felt like he was sent as an example of the type of guy that I wanted to be with. That night, I go home, I have this crazy dream. He's calling me repeatedly on my phone. Every time he calls, my phone drops. We're crossing what feels like bridges and mountains, and finally he gets to me. He grabs me by the shoulders, and Dario says, "Natasha, I need to be with you." I wake up, I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. But still, I'm content. I just think that he's an example because he lives in Los Angeles. Still, it did have an impact on me. That day, I'm having lunch with two friends in Cafe Havana. I stood on the corner beforehand and I was like, do I want the Cuban corn or do I want the French? And so I chose the corn. I'm telling two friends about the dream when Dario walks into the restaurant. He stood on the very same corner asking himself, do I want the corn or do I want the French? Crazy, right? Our next date after that night was basically in London. He called me and invited me to London after he had gotten back to LA. Like, what the heck? We fell madly in love in London, and our first daughter's name is London today. Fate? Maybe, but I believe that we are co-creators. And when our environment reflects our intentions, the universe responds with precision. 3 pillars for a ritual space. Number 1, making the ordinary sacred. Your kitchen island, your morning coffee, or even your bathroom mirror. These aren't neutral spaces. They can become places of ritual. For example, hand-carved wooden bowls with Himalayan salt when you're cooking, beautiful fresh herbs in handmade bowls, fresh produce to remind you to eat healthfully. Cooking then becomes a mindful practice. When you reach for your time from that handcrafted vessel, you pause, infuse your food with love. That is the ritual. Number 2, creating daily rituals, creating daily rhythms through design. If you're familiar with James Clear, he has an idea called habit stacking. It's like you put your supplements next to your coffee so you don't forget to take them, that kind of thing. In intentional design, it can be about dimmers to dim the lights after dinner. A transition ritual from doing into being, or resting and restoring. When you walk to that window in your kitchen, you can pause and take 3 breaths before starting your day. In the evening, it could be a reading nook that pulls you away from screens. Your home can be the best architect of your habits, or the saboteur of them. You get to choose. Number 3, the power of thresholds. Every doorway, hallway, and staircase is a transition point. A Buddha at the entrance can be a reminder to calm down and get centered. A bench and woven baskets for your shoes can signal to your nervous system that you are home and you are ready for a reset. You get to leave the outside world behind. What is your home asking you to release at the door? And what is it asking you to pick up? How to start this week. 3 steps. Sacred space mapping. Walk your home with fresh eyes. Where do you naturally pause? Where does the light fall beautifully? That's a really good starting point. Ritual inventory. Name one morning ritual you'd like to protect or adopt. Name one evening ritual you'd like to create. Now ask, does my home support these or does it fight them? One corner this week. Choose one small space. A tray on a dresser, a corner chair with a candle, a wall of intention near your desk. Engage all 5 senses. What do you hear, see, and smell in this space? You don't need a renovation. You need an intention. My altar on that dresser in Tribeca wasn't magic. It was a daily declaration to myself and the universe that I was ready. And just in case I didn't say this already, there were months behind that lighting of the candle. Even that very night after I had met Dario, I came home and lit that candle with intention and knowing that he was on his way. Your home can be the same, a physical manifestation of who you're becoming. The question isn't whether your home is designed. The question is, what is it designed for? If this resonated with you, send me a private message and I'll get you on the list for the launch of my new book coming out in the fall of 2026. Or tell me in the comments, what's one space in your home that you're ready to make sacred? Next week, we go deeper into the objects you live with and the stories they're telling about your life. I'll see you there.